Hello. Good morning, you guys. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Sorry. How you guys doing? Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Uh-oh. My tits are showing. No. Oh no, even worse. There we go. Okay, sorry. Anyways, how you guys doing today? I'm doing all right. I had a rough night though. Do you guys wanna hear the trauma dump, or do you guys wanna just go into okay, it's not really a trauma dump, but do you wanna hear the shit fuckery that happened yesterday? Also, let me just test something real quick. Cause I'm doing the most today. Oh, it's working. I'm doing the most today, so this doesn't look special, but this is my tablet is all plugged in. I got a brand new wire. The shit fuckery. Okay, guys, I'm never ever ordering Domino's again, ever. I'm never ordering Domino's again. So as you know, last week I ordered Domino's. They delivered it to the wrong. There's ain't no way a giant ant is climbing on my microphone right now. You're about to get ant ASMR. Get this motherfucker off my microphone. I don't know if you can actually hear it. Anyways, oh great, now I have ants too. Anyways, so I'm never ordering Domino's again. So as you know, last week I ordered Domino's. They delivered it to the wrong house. I went to that house and I picked it up, and it turns out a raccoon had gotten it or something, because the food was gone. The box was empty. Okay. It's a pretty big ant. I hope he doesn't bring his family here. I'm gonna have to get the bug spray. But anyways, so I ordered, so they gave me credit for a free pizza. They were like, we're so sorry for the inconvenience. Here's a free pizza, right? So I go to cash in my free pizza, okay? And I get my free pizza. I still had to pay delivery fee, and I got a side and stuff, so, you know, whatever. They delivered it to the wrong house again. It's a different wrong house, though. Different wrong house, but they still delivered it to the wrong house. But this time, instead of delivering it to the wrong house, they went to the wrong house. I guess they knocked on the door. And now, to be fair, it was late at night, but the whole point of ordering Domino's is that they deliver really late. So, I guess they knocked on the door or something, and the neighbor, who I don't really know this neighbor, but whoever the neighbor was, came out and started yelling at the guy, and they got into a screaming match, and he calls me in the middle of the screaming match, and I answer the phone, and the first thing I hear is, fuck you, fuck you. I'm like, what did I do? But he wasn't yelling that at me, he was yelling it at the neighbor. And then the neighbor was yelling back, fuck you! And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like, hello? He's like, hello? Like, he's like, somebody's here harassing me. I'm like, are you my Domino's driver? He's like, yeah. I was like, I think you're at the wrong house. He's like, where are you? I was like, I don't know, where are you? Eventually he found me. I felt so bad. I gave him a huge tip. He was pissed off. It seemed like he was pissed off at me. I mean, I felt bad for it. Wait, sorry, I just dropped my tablet pen. Oh. I felt bad about it. I did, but at the same time, I mean, I didn't tell the neighbor to yell at him, and I didn't tell him to go to the wrong house, but I still felt bad. Anyways, I was so stressed out about it. I curled up in bed and took a doom scrolling session before I did my tech chat slides. So, but anyways, I still got my tech chat slides done, so I'm happy. But yeah, I'm never ordering Domino's again, ever. Also, now I'm nervous. Now I'm worried about people going to that neighbor and him shooting them or something, because he sounds like an asshole. But anyways, besides all that though, everything's fine. Welcome to Tech Chat. Alright, Tech Chat with a little vent appetizer. Alright, we got some nice peaceful music to as a palate cleanser. Sorry, I'm just trying to lock my screen here. Okay, there we go. I mean, not your fault. Delivery guy got lost, or that the neighbor chose verbal violence. Yeah, hey buddy, I think you got the wrong door. Received house is 2 blocks down. Fuck you. No, fuck you. Fuck you. No. No, I felt really bad. I felt really guilty and sad because I mean, because I was going through like doom scenarios in my head, you guys. I was going through doom scenarios in my head. I was like, oh my God, what if he shot him and he was killed? And then the news came and then they all knew it was my fault. Ooh, and then I was like having a whole like doom scenario in my head. Anyways, that didn't happen. They just yelled at each other, but still. But yeah, I not only do I not want to order Domino's again, but I'm like nervous to order food again. But I'd probably be okay if I order it like earlier in the day. Maybe the guy won't be so pissed off if it's late at night. I might add a warning in my DoorDash thing, like warning, don't go. Like I'll add instructions to not go, cause I think I know where he was. Like I'm pretty sure I know where he was actually. I don't really know that neighbor, but I know which house he was at, but based on this description of where he was. So I might add a warning, like don't go here, neighbor will yell at you. Ordering Domino's is just set. Listen, I wasn't gonna order it again until they gave me a free credit for a free pizza. And then I was like, okay, I'll take you up on that offer. Anyways, tech chat time. Disclaimer: I'm ordering Domino's at 11:30 p.m. I'm clearly not an expert at anything. Okay. I think the delivery guy needs to actually find your fucking house. Yeah, I think it was a different guy, because this guy was like a grown man, and the last delivery driver, like I had to talk on the phone with him and sound like a teenager, so it's probably a different person, but still, like, they sounded, when I was on the phone with Domino's actually ordering the pizza, they sounded like they were like, don't worry, we'll get the right house this time. Instead, they just got a different wrong house. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not a technology, IT, cybersecurity expert. I like to read about, I discuss tech chat topics for fun, and this is not intended to cover the biggest or most important tech topics, just what I find interesting. There's lots of tech. I didn't get to like go over all my like normal tech feeds because I had already had so much stuff in mind for this tech chat, so I didn't really like look up anything extra important to happen. If you guys know of anything extra important to happen, you guys can let me know. Also, like, I think, like, ChatGPT released a new model, but I don't give a shit because I don't have access to it, so fuck that. And basically anything I can't afford or can't do myself, I don't care about. Anyways, let's move on. Google Cloud Gun. Okay, the reason I have blank space, when you see blank space, that means I'm gonna draw something, okay? Draw on page, yeah. Okay, one more time. Google Cloud Gun. Ooh. So, if you guys don't know, there was a huge outage of like a whole bunch of internet stuff on Thursday, and the reason for this was Google Cloud. So, I read the report. I think I understood some of it. Okay. So apparently this was all caused by a null pointer, but that's not the only cause, because the thing is, a null pointer is like, yes, that'll cause a problem, but it won't cause a huge outage like this unless you're dumb, which Google Cloud kind of was, because basically, well, first of all, so the Google Cloud outage caused an outage of a whole bunch of Google stuff, but it also caused an outage at Cloudflare, which caused follow-on outages as well, because Cloudflare runs a lot of stuff, okay? And then it also affected Spotify, Discord, Character AI, Pokemon TCG Pocket, possibly Irium, because I saw they were having problems, but maybe that was coincidental. Twitch, Snapchat, so many other websites and stuff, okay? Like dozens and dozens of websites. Because Google Cloud and Cloudflare run so much of the internet, it caused a big problem. So, I'll try to explain what happened. I'm going to pull up the source. I'm going to pull up their incident report just so that I have a reference. I read it last night, and I don't know how much of it I retained on my own. But the root of the problem was an element called service control. Okay. You guys, I'm using my tablet. I'm so happy I got a new wire for my tablet. So now I can like use it. Okay. So service control, yeah. So actually, let me move things around so I can see the chat and see the source at the same time. Let me try that, or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so service control, they rolled out. So this feature or service, or yeah, I guess it's a component of Google Cloud, okay? Of Google Cloud's API management, okay? And it handles policy checks and quota policy checks. So basically this ensures that APIs are being used properly, that there aren't like a bunch of like fraudulent spam requests and stuff going through the APIs. That's part of it. I'm giving a very basic dumb bitch explanation, okay? Don't trust what I say. Just if you want to read the report, it's out there. Just go to Google Cloud status page, okay? So, well, okay, service control is not an API itself, but it manages the APIs. It helps manage APIs, okay? Oops. Service control. Okay. Now on May 29th, they added a new feature, okay, to service control. And this feature had a piece of code in it that was triggered when you add a policy change, okay? So, but they hadn't tested it because they hadn't added a policy change yet. So, but what they did add was they added what they literally call a big red button, kill switch, that they could use in case something went wrong, which it did, okay? The problem is that they didn't have, I don't know how good this whiteboard thing is gonna happen because I'm not very good at visual aids. I didn't play this out too well, but they didn't have proper error handling. Oops. Arrow. I did not get enough sleep last night. Error handling. Okay. They did not have proper error handling. And they also didn't have, what did they call it? Hi, Soft Cries. Hi. They didn't have, oh, sorry. I'm looking for the feature flags. Feature flag protection. Feature, I feel like one of those Khan Academy people, but dumber. Okay, feature flag protection. So, what this means is that if something went wrong, okay, like a null pointer. If you don't know what a null pointer is when you're like, go retrieve some data from this box over here. But this box is empty. There's nothing there, okay? It's null. So then it's like, what the fuck? There's nothing there. Okay, now if you have a proper error handling situation, it'll tell you what to do, okay, in this situation for something to not go terribly, terribly wrong, okay? Hopefully you're following me. Yeah, hopefully you're following me, okay? Because I feel like I'm doing a bad job explaining this, but like I said, I just read this report last night, so I was trying to digest it, okay? So that is part of the problem, the fact that it didn't have proper error handling, so it didn't know what to do in this situation. And then the feature flag protection, basically I believe this would have made it easier to fix, or wouldn't have made it so widespread. So this is the reason the problem happened, and this is the reason the problem was so widespread, is from what I understand, okay? So the reason the error happened is because they didn't have proper error handling. The reason it was so widespread is because if they had this, and they admitted this, they said if they had this, that this would have made them able to easily turn this feature, on or off, if something went wrong. But they didn't have either of these. Instead, all they had was this big red button, which is for like emergencies only, but it was an emergency, okay? So what happened, so they added the new feature to service control that had this problem in it on May 29th. And then June 12th, when the actual problem happened, what happened was they added a policy change, which triggered the problematic part of the code, and which triggered all these problems, because when they added the policy change, guess what? The policy change had null pointers. It didn't have null pointers. It had null values. It had inadvertently, the way they phrased it was, policy data contained unintended blank fields, okay? So it was a null. So then the part of the code that's supposed to access those fields was like, huh? because it was like, huh? Look, I don't know if you noticed, but I put type null in the corner over here because null pointer. Anyways, and so instead of knowing what to do because there was no error handling, it just crashed. Okay. All right, it just crashed, and because the policy change was designed to roll out like worldwide in every region like instantaneously, and they didn't have this feature flag protection that could, you know, would be able to turn this feature off in all the regions. It just crashed everything in every region. Okay, so it caused an international incident due to lack of error handling, due to feature flag protection, due to empty. So there were a few different mistakes that happened here. Okay, this was not. I wouldn't say that this was, you know, oh, it could have happened to anyone. Like, Google probably should have their shit together. But thankfully, due to this big red button that they had already kind of had prepared, okay? Now, it wasn't something that they could just, you know, click instantly and fix, but it was in place for them to eventually, you know, to eventually roll out to the regions, and they were able to stop this catastrophe, okay? They were able to eventually stop the catastrophe after a few hours. Well, I believe for some regions they were able to fix it within, like, I think they said within 40 minutes. And within 40 minutes, they were able to fix it in a lot of most regions. However, US Central 1, which is their biggest region, they did have trouble doing it, and they weren't able to fix it until about 2 hours and 40 minutes later. And according to Google, they deeply apologize for the impact this outage has had. And it says, we apologize for the impact this has had not only on our customers' businesses and their users, but also on the trust of our systems. Yeah, so don't worry. There will be more fun whiteboard segments that will be more well explained. But that is what I gathered from reading the report, skimming the report late at night after my doom scrolling session. And luckily everything is back to normal. But what are the lessons learned? Probably make sure you have proper error handling for your codes. And also probably don't make this mistake. I mean, that's an easy mistake to make, that having empty fields. But I think what the other lesson to learn is that Google owns everything. Google owns everything and controls everything, and everything crashes if Google fucks up. So that is my summary of what happened on Thursday. Okay, not the best summary, but when you really think about the supply chain here, the fact that Google Cloud, basically the fact that Google Cloud affected Cloudflare, and then Cloudflare kind of like, people thought it was Cloudflare's problem, but it wasn't really Cloudflare, it was really Google Cloud. But because Cloudflare depends on Google Cloud, then all this shit went down. Okay, so that is the outage story. Okay, next, WWDC. I'm sorry that there's so much text on this page, but I basically just wrote down all of my notes. I took handwritten notes, and then I just pasted them on. I just like typed them back off onto the screen because there was just so much and I couldn't organize it very well. So sorry for all the text. Also, if you're wondering what the fuck's going on here, the beginning part of WWDC, like the like little preview, like feature film thing they had this guy Craig. I don't remember his last name. Craig, it starts with an F. I don't remember. But anyways, Craig, the whole beginning part of it was Tim Cook was fucking talking to him, and he was like in a race car or something, and and he had like fucking Google, like not Google, Apple like CarPlay like on his fucking race car. The video was so base and it's short. Go watch it, guys. Yeah, I mean you can watch the intro part, but he comes down, his hair looks like this. It was just silly. It was just silly, but I wanted to include that picture here. Okay, but what did they add? What did they add? They added a bunch of stuff, but these are only the things I care about, okay? Everything, I'm sure that they announced so many awesome, amazing things that I just did not give a shit about, but this is what I cared enough about to write down, okay? Third-party apps can use Apple Intelligence. So, can you show just the part where he takes the helmet off? Sure, I guess. Sure, why not? Let's see. Oh wait, not videos, YouTube. It is one that's in Spanish. I don't know. second. I don't know if this is the right thing. Oh yeah?
That was supposed to be a quick lap, not a therapy session, but it feels so much better.
Oh, why did they have it in robot voice instead of what he actually said, since he said it in English? they have it read it out in an AI voice as though they're translating it. But anyways, yeah, that's basically what happened.
That was supposed to be a...
Okay, anyways. Alright, so there you go. Let me remove that. Okay. Oh, wrong. Okay. So they added the API or whatever the fuck, SDK, whatever it's called, for third-party apps to use the built-in Apple Intelligence model on compatible devices. So basically, in order to use AI features, instead of having to use an external service like ChatGPT or something, they can just use the on-device model. So that could make for some interesting applications of Apple Intelligence into different apps. They already previewed some of the apps that are using it. I think, like, honestly, I don't remember, Freenode or something. I don't remember. Some notebook app, and I don't give a shit. You know why I don't give a shit? I mean, I give a shit, but I don't, because I'm poor. And I'm poor. I don't have Apple Intelligence. I do not have iPhone 16 Pro Max. Okay, I don't have the necessary device, and it makes me think, you know, that I'm gonna have some FOMO if some apps I care about start to add Apple Intelligence, you know, capabilities, and I just don't have access to them because I don't have Apple Intelligence. So that sucks, but that's what it is. Liquid glass. If you don't know what liquid glass is, I'm gonna be chugging that shit, but no. This is the new design, the new, like, interface design motif or whatever that they are adding in the next iOS, which, by the way, the next iOS is gonna be iOS. Here, I can use my nifty whiteboard to write it down. iOS. Wait, did they say it was gonna be 26? Yeah, 26, right? I don't even remember. Was it gonna be iOS? It was gonna be iOS 26. That's how they're naming it, right? Yeah. Okay, they are doing that naming shit. Okay. So, iOS 26, also iPadOS 26, etc. And so basically, they kind of have like these like transparent menu bars, and yeah, I mean it's just kind of like a, you know, like, oh, it's gonna look different type thing. So that's interesting. Call screening, a hold assist. This is interesting. So call screening is where somebody calls you, and instead of you picking up, your iPhone picks up, and it's like, hello, who are you? What do you want? And then the person has to be like, Rixie, your mom's pussy, and then like Siri or whoever, I shouldn't say her name because she'll respond anyways. Anyway, the phone will like tell you, like, oh, the person who just called is, and then I guess it'll play a recording of your voice. It'll be like, Rixie, I want to fuck your mom, and then you can decide whether or not you want to answer or not. Okay, and then hold assist. Hold assist is when you call Optimum, okay, and they give you a fucking robot. AI talking to AI, exactly. So this is when you call Optimum, they give you a fucking robot, and you're like, I want a human assistant or whatever, and so they put you on hold, and so you can keep doing stuff on your phone, you can walk around, you can chill out, and then your phone will tell you when there's actually a human on the line, and then the phone will like tell the person, will be like, wait, just hold on, the owner of this phone will be here soon to talk to you. So now the other person is waiting on a robot to talk to you, which I feel like can be kind of empowering, but also, I don't know, I can definitely see this being useful, but it's kind of funny because now everything's just gonna be AI, or not necessarily AI, but like the computer is gonna be a middleman for every communication now. Like nobody wants to communicate with anybody until, and letting their AI assistants handle it. So But I've been getting a lot of spam calls recently, like a ton. I got like 7 spam calls yesterday. Like I don't know what's going on, but this could be useful, I guess, for that. Although I usually just ignore them anyways, and they are marked as spam. So yeah. Lyrics pronunciation. This is in Apple Music, and I don't use Apple Music, but I might start using Apple Music if I care enough about this. So not only are they gonna have lyrics translation, so if you're listening to a song like Despacito in Spanish, they'll have the English translation so you understand what's going on in the lyrics. Not only that, if you're listening to a Japanese song like that Ice Cream song, or if you're listening to a K-pop song, like a BTS song, it will show you the Romanized lyrics, which is something I've been wanting Spotify to do because it would make it a lot easier for me to practice learning songs. And if Spotify doesn't follow suit, who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I will start using Apple Music instead of Spotify Premium. I don't know. It would be a big change because I use Spotify Premium all the time, but. I mean, this, like I said, I really like learning songs, but it's easier instead of having like a bajillion YouTube videos with like fucked up, like badly timed lyrics. Why don't I just use this? Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of cool. The games app, I don't care that much. I thought I was gonna care more, but it sounds like it's just like it's just basically like, so there's like a game center widget I used to have. I don't have it anymore. But it would just show you like game you recently played, what your achievements are, leaderboard, whatever. And so this is basically just an app that's gonna have like all that in one place. It'll have like other stuff, like it'll say like, oh, what events are going on in your current in like the games that you own. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. So you don't have to like go to the app store to like see, that, oh, Pokemon TCG Pocket added a new expansion or whatever. And they'll have like articles and stuff that they already kind of have on the app store, but I mean, it's okay. It's not like the most exciting thing in the world though. It doesn't sound like there's any like crazy changes. It doesn't sound like there's any crazy changes to the achievement system or anything. Yeah, so there's that. Workout Buddy and Wristflick. Now, I'm not personally invested in this because I don't have an Apple Watch. However, I just find it cute. So Workout Buddy is where you're doing a workout and then your Apple Watch is like talking to you and it's like, you're doing so great. Wow, you ran 15 miles and you beat your personal record. Yippee, you're awesome. So that's kind of cute, I guess. So that's the Workout Buddy. The Wrist Flick, I just like the aura of the Wrist Flick. So the Wrist Flick is a gesture where if something comes up and you don't fucking care, you just flick your wrist and you say fuck off, and it like, ignores the notification or like hangs up a phone call. Yeah. Isn't that what the Ring Fit guy does? Yeah, I guess. Just not mobile. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was funny. VR spatial scenes. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because of the porn potentials. So the Apple, what is it even called? Apple, I don't even know what their VR thing is called. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot. I forgot what it's called, but basically the idea is that this will turn a photo into like an entire VR scene, like like that you can walk around. So I can just take naked hentai photos and just walk up and touch them. That's what I'm hearing. Now, I don't have whatever the fucking Apple Vision or Apple Glasses, whatever it's fucking called. I don't have that, so I can't do that, but I can fantasize about it. All right, iMessage backgrounds and polls. I cannot wait to use this to troll some of my family group chats. Oh, Lord Umbra, yeah. Yep, I cannot wait, because they're, okay, so, guys, our family group chats are all fucked up. We have the main family group chat that is like the parental units and all the siblings. There's a lot of siblings. So that's the main chat. But then there's like, I have a group chat with just some of my sisters, and then I have like a group chat with me and my parental unit, and I think I have a group chat with like me, like just a handful of my siblings for some reason. Like, I don't know. It's just like all these group chats. But the thing is, I own a bunch of these group chats. Like, I own the one with me and my sisters. Like, I own that group chat, so I can like edit it. I also own the group chat with me and my parental units. So Canva's background extension, but applied to VR. I hope Apple has better generative AI. Yeah, it's something like that. It's something like that. Like it breaks the photo into like a scene. I don't know. They showed a video of it, but yeah. I mean, I think. I think it's gonna be used by gooners. That's my guess. And I have like a prime gooner mind, so yeah, I can definitely see where that's going. But yeah, so since I own so many of the group chats, I cannot wait to change the background to something ridiculous, like Omni-Man's ass, or like pregnant Sonic the Hedgehog or something. I cannot wait to do that. Also, polls. As soon as this shit drops, I'm gonna start a poll in my parental units group chat. Where I think you can start a poll even if you're not the owner of the group chat. So I should send it to the main group chat and be like, who's the best sibling, and just put all the siblings' names. But yeah, so those are just some little quirks. Yeah. Alright, iPad multitasking. This is probably the thing that I'll use the most out of all these things that were mentioned. Other than liquid glass, obviously, because that's going to be like on the whole phone. But out of everything, iPad multitasking is probably the thing I'm going to use the most. Now, obviously, you can already do iPad multitasking, but like the improvements to it is that you can basically take iPad windows and move them anywhere. You can make them any size, you can move them anywhere, you can dock them, because right now you can only have, you can have 2 windows on the screen at a time. I mean, maybe 3 if you include a mini player. And you can only really have them in so many configurations. Like you can have like either half and half, you can have like one bigger, one smaller, and you can have like one full screen and then one like in a little like minimized, like a little like mini window. But it sounds like now in iPad OS 26, they're gonna have it where you can basically be like a computer screen where you could just move your windows as much as you want. I don't know if this will be true for every app. Like I don't know if every app will be compatible. So a desktop window managing on the iPad. Yes, exactly, Cosmo. I don't know if this will be compatible with every app though, because for example, I can't. Well, actually, I think I can. You know what? I don't know if I can or can't. I'll have to double check it. But I don't think I can watch YouTube videos and play Minecraft at the same time. I don't think I can, because I think I tried and I couldn't do it because I wanted to see if I could follow a tutorial on YouTube while playing Minecraft. But some screens don't let you multitask. I mean, some apps don't let you multitask. Some apps force full screen. So you can't like cut them up, or like I want to say there was an art app. Now I know it's not Procreate, because I know Procreate you can split screen, but I want to say there was an art app where I was trying to look at the reference on a Safari screen, and I was trying to see if I could draw and use a Safari screen at the same time, but I couldn't. So you can't do that on Apple still. Yeah, well now you can apparently, or you will be able to. iPhone you can't. iPhone you cannot, and this update is only for iPad, so I would use this a lot more, of course, if my iPad screen wasn't so busted, but you know. It could be useful, it could be useful though. Let's say there are some apps that if there are apps that allow this, then maybe I could minimize the screen so that the parts of the screen that are broken will not be used. That could be helpful. And then the last thing I noted was audio input selector for iPad. Now, this isn't so relevant to me now, but back in the Analive days, right? Back in the Analive days, if I could stream, now I don't know if you could stream from an iPad on Analive. I don't remember if you could. I know you could watch streams on an iPad, but you couldn't. I don't know if you could stream from there, but if you could, it would be really nice to be able to make sure that my microphone input is coming from my good microphone, because the microphone I have is actually made for mobile devices. Now, obviously, I'm using it with my computer, but that's a good feature to have if you are a content creator. So those were all of the features that I cared about. Was there anything that any of you guys saw that aren't on this list that you cared about, that you want to talk about? Because, by the way, so all these features, I believe they're now available in developer beta. They're going to be public beta next month, and then they're going to be publicly available in fall. Yeah, this fall. So, yeah, that is my WWDC my WWDC summary. I watched it live. And they didn't really talk that much about the AI. They did. Now, the AI is like, they didn't like have any crazy new advancements. Like, for example, Google's thing, Google I/O, they were talking all about like, oh, AI this, AI that, new AI, advanced AI. This one, they weren't so much doing that, but they were more so like taking AI as a given. Like, it was just something that's like always there, and that like, you know, this feature goes with AI, this feature goes with AI. So, I mean, it's kind of a different vibe. I'm so sorry. I have to run to the restroom. But I'll be right back. But yeah, if you saw anything else that you were excited for WWDC, or that you thought was stupid in WWDC, let me know while I am away. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Hello. Hi, VTuber News Drop. How you doing? All right, we just finished talking about WWDC, and I believe that the next... Thank you. I believe the next topic that we have, yes, Mistral. So, I haven't heard about Mistral in a bit. I don't know what the last thing they did before was. I think we did do a Mistral demo like a while ago. VTuberCon tomorrow. No one's gonna sleep. Oh, is it Offka? Is Offka happening already? You guys, I lost track. But anyways, so Mistral launches Europe's first reasoning model. Now, I find this interesting. I feel like a lot of this AI stuff is becoming like country balls fighting each other. Offkai's next week. I'm dumb. Sorry. Yeah, I wanted to kind of go this year, but I just had too much going on. I figure maybe I'll go next year. Yeah. But, so yeah, I don't know if I say enjoy, but I find interesting the sort of like international like competition going on with AI. You know, it's like the United States was in the lead, and then like, you know, China came in with a steel chair, but I don't know. It seems like the United States is still dominating with the AI stuff. But yes, Mistral, which is based in France, Mistral has launched the first one in using model in Europe. I'm not 100% sure how accurate that is, because I heard that there were some Russian hackers that made their own reasoning model. However, I kind of doubt, even though they claim they did, I doubt that. I feel like I don't remember the name of it. It's like, it starts with an X, but there was some Russian like illicit AI that they claimed that they trained their own AI model that was like evil. But I think that they probably just use an open source model. I think they probably just use an open source model to create that. So I would say that this is probably the first. Now, I didn't take that many notes because honestly, a lot of these AI releases, it just kind of is very samey. It's just like ours have the best benchmarks ever. Ours does the best coding, the best writing. We love it. It's great. Okay, whatever. So instead, I'll just show you the demo video that they little demo video that they made. So they said they asked it to create this sort of like display of like balls, colorful balls bouncing around in little tanks. And so it thinks of how it's gonna code it. This only takes a few seconds. So this is how long it's thinking, right? And then it has the usual reasoning thing where it says we thought for this many seconds, this is how we did it. It creates a code, and then it pops up the canvas, and look at all those little balls. So pretty cool, I guess. Now we can demo this, but we can only demo 3 times because they only give you 3 free uses. Oh, I visited the site for my bookmarks. They pivoted. What pivoted? Sorry, I don't know why it wouldn't let me exit out. Okay, oh actually, but we need to go anyways. So you can preview this in the chat, but you can only do it, wait. Okay, actually, wait a second. Pure thinking, 10 times speed. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if pure thinking is the same. I'm not sure if pure thinking is the same. Well, whatever. Anyways, when I click the think option, that is when we're gonna get. So wait, if I turn this off, am I still gonna get thinking? Huh. Oh, we might as well use this. We get 3 free uses anyways. They used to be a crypto project. Now they're AI. Magistral? Oh, really? I didn't. Well, so Mistral is the company, and Magistral is the reasoning model. Yeah. So they have 2 versions. They have Magistral Small and Magistral Medium, and the one that's in the chat, which I think it's funny that it's called the chat, but anyways, is the Medium. So what do we want to have it programmed today? Well, first we have to give it our usual prompt, okay? Our usual reasoning prompt, which is, wait. Okay, let me not do the pro version first. Can you search the internet? The user's asking if I can search the internet. Well, I can perform web searches using specific tools if I update information. I can't browse the internet like a human, but I can perform web searches using specific tools to find up-to-date information. All right, we count tokens until we see a blender. Wait, let's see. Well, I don't have the ability to browse the internet in real time. I provide information based on vast amount of data I've been trained up until November 2024. I can use specific tools to perform web searches. What does that mean? I can use specific tools. Oh, tools. Oh, web search. Okay. Okay. Let me try our usual benchmark of Pokemon TCG Pocket. Yeah. Can you search the web for all the can you search the web for all the currently available information? You don't think, well, here's the thing, if the web search tool is activated. Here, wait, did I exist in November 2024? I did. Let me ask. How about this? Wait, when did Jimmy Carter, he died this year. Is Jimmy Carter alive? Look, I'm gonna use up all my uses asking it stupid questions. It's thinking about that real hard. It's like, is he truly alive if he's just a shell of a man? Okay. Man, it is thinking about that for a long ass time. This is an easy question. This is a yes or no question, you guys. We'll just let him cook. Let him cook. Yeah. Let him cook. Let him cook. Watch. He's gonna give a one-word answer. No. Or yes. crazy or is this a ridiculous amount of time for it to be thinking about this question? Like, is it broken or is it really just thinking that long? Holy crap. I feel spoiled complaining about this, but like, I'm not used to it taking this long. You think it broke? You're right, I only thought for 1 second about this one. Here, let's start a new chat. It's still thinking of, okay, let me delete this one. All right. Wait, what happened? I go to the website's career page, they look like a cult. Okay. I will check that in a second. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't know why. You know, interesting choices they made with like the lighting in this picture. Oh. Okay, never mind. It's downloaded the picture. All right, you guys can, well actually I can just go to this careers page. Yeah, this this is what Blue's talking about. That they look like a cult. Yeah, I mean, yeah, look at this. This picture looks like an old picture or something. With like, and look at the building with all the ivy. Okay, that's kind of weird. All right, anyways. That's not what we're here for. We're here to find out if Jimmy Carter's alive or not. That's what we're here to find out. It says our rituals next to it. It does. Oh my god. Anyways, all right. Is Jimmy Carter alive? I need to know. Okay, okay, okay. Here we go. Search the web. It searched the web. It searched the web. Okay. All right. So it can search the web. All right. So here we go. Okay, let's not do it in the same chat as the Jimmy Carter chat. That might be weird. All right. Okay. Search the web for all the most up to date available information about the mobile game Pokemon TCG Pocket, including battle rules, information about all available cards, etc. Okay. Okay, most up-to-date available information as of June 14th, 2025. And use this information to calculate, or to use this information to build. Oh, fuck. Ironically. Alright, sorry. And use this information to build the most mathematically and logically, no, mathematically and strategically optimized deck for the current meta. Ensure the information is for the game Pokemon TCG Pocket and avoid using information from, and you are forbidden. You are, I'm trying to word it instead of saying don't and not. And you are forbidden from using any information related to other Pokemon TCG games. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a prompt engineer. I'm not very good at this part, but I'm gonna see if it can cook, okay? Okay. Only rely on your own logic and reasoning to concoct this deck rather than using builds that other people have promoted online. Okay, we'll do. That's the best I can do for now. Let's see, and then maybe we can have it code something fun. All right, let's start by gathering the most up-to-date information. Oh, whoa, 5 seconds. Okay, this is a fucking stupid deck. No, it fucked up. It fucked up. These AI's useless. AGI is never coming. Useless. 5 seconds. Wow, they're gonna use Python code interpreter. Really? Whoa, okay, that's pretty fast though. With the fast, obviously it's, you know, you have to pay for it, I guess. You're able to get 3 free uses, but that is a lot of information for it to do in 5 seconds. Why would a deck be optimized for a meta and not be allowed to look at what people are playing? No, it's allowed to, okay. I meant that it's allowed to look, okay. It's allowed to look at what other people are playing, but it can't just copy and paste other people's decks, is what I meant. Apple posted a paper a few days ago proving the LLMs are capable of actual reasoning. I think I did see that. I saw somebody said something like Apple sucks at AI, so they wrote a paper that says actually all of it's stupid, doesn't matter. No, I agree. I at least just from my experience, I agree. This shit's stupid. Look, it seems to understand the current meta. Okay, it doesn't, because it understands the current expansion packs, but none of these cards, except for Charizard, are meta right now. Extra Dimensional Crisis introduced new dynamics with cards like Mythical Slab. That is completely wrong. For anybody who doesn't know Pokemon TCG Pocket, Mythical Slab was added in Mythical Island, which was the 2nd expansion, where Extra Dimensional Crisis is like the 10th expansion, okay? Anyways, all right. Let's have it code something cool. Can you code me? Can you code me a clicker game where every time you click, Snorlax's butt gets bigger? Oh no! Am I gonna waste my 2nd pro use on this? It's gonna say no, you can't. No, I can't do that and take my fucking. What? Oh no! What? Wait. Oh wait! Is all the information? All the information they gave me is in the thinking? Here's a basic concept for the game. Create a window using Tkinter. Add a button that represents Snorlax's butt. Every time the button is clicked, increase the size of the button. It represents Snorlax's butt clicker. What if I want his actual butt? I'm not gonna waste my uses. Also, do I not have access to like the canvas thing where I can actually see? Or is it just not because this is stuck in the thinking? I would like a visual representation of... I'm wasting all my uses. Snorlax's butt. Separate from the button, which gets larger every time the button is clicked. Please present the code as a code block that I can open in Canvas, in Mistral Canvas. No, I don't think I ever said that to you. Oh my gosh, look at this gold thing they put around the fucking thing to tell me to upgrade. Holy shit. Okay, I don't understand. I'm confused. Maybe Canvas is maybe Canvas is what do you call it? Premium only. Cause I saw that in the preview thing, but that might be. Oh, Canvas. Oh fuck. Okay. Obviously, it can't. Okay. Open that. Wait, can you? Can you open that? And, oh wait, is Canvas code? Wait. I don't think Canvas is the code preview. I think Canvas is for editing code. I think I'm stupid. Document collaboration. How did they do it in the how did they do it in here? Oh, I think they didn't actually pull that up. I think that's another website. All right, I'm stupid. All right, so let's find where we can run this. This is Python with Tkinter. Okay. Here, I'll ask it. Where can I preview this code in my browser for free? Please don't take 10 years to think about that. Go to Replit. Okay. Have I used Replit before? I might have used Replit before. Sign up or log in if you have an account. Click create, start a new project. Let me see if I log in, if it was gonna say I have an account already. Never mind, I don't. Do I have to create an account? Okay. I mean, not an account, but do I need to like put all my information? One second, guys. I'm just setting up my account. Free. Okay. So click create button to start a new project. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. I need to see Snorlax's ass so bad. Okay, so create. I know you guys can't see it. Click on create button to start a new project. Choose Python as a programming language. Copy and paste the provided code into the editor. Okay, Python. Title, Snorlax's butt. Sorry, I can show you now. Public. Anyone can view and fork this. Okay. You're cooking. But I need it to look more like a butt. And I need Snorlax's face or distinguishable or other distinguishable features to be shown. Okay, alright. Let's fucking go. Okay, that was pretty fast, actually. That wasn't too bad for the not only 9 seconds. All right, let's try again. Let's just get rid of all this. Is somebody gonna join my session again like last time? Cause that'd be pretty funny. Don't do that, actually. You guys, this is the power of vibe coding. Wait, what happens if it gets too big? Wait, what? much fun with these stupid. I have too much fun with these stupid vibe coding. Click to enlarge Snorlax's butt. Okay, all right. I don't know how much further we want to go with this. I do kind of want to make it look a little less horrifying. Let's try one more time. Can the butt have 2 cheeks? And can you give Snorlax cat ears? Also remove his nose. It makes him look scary. What's wrong? Creating my leftovers. Yes, I'm too powerful with the power of vibe coding in my hands. I like how it's like, yes, I will create the butt cheeks. 2 cheeks, a face with cat ears. Okay. They ought to ban my ass for this. And I wouldn't even blame them. Holy crap. Okay. Come on. Okay. Oh, God. Alright, guys. Okay, alright. That's enough vibe coding fun for today. I know, right? They never stop to ask why. They just... I like that once you click it, you can't take it back. His butt just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Look at him, he's in pain. He's in so much pain. Okay. Alright. Let's let's get out of here. Alright, so that was the new reasoning model. Alright. I don't know how much different it is from the base model, I guess. I mean, we could compare it by asking the non-thinking model to do the same thing. Here, let's try that. Alright, let's do it without the thinking model, okay? I want to say, can you create me a clicker game? Hi, Dorothy! Hi. What's new in tech news? We created here, let me go back to Replit. We created a clicker game, a terrible... We created a very, very scuffed clicker game to enlarge the size of Snorlax's butt. We vibe coded it with what is it called? We vibe coded it with what is this called? Magistral. Hi Rebel. Hi. Have a good lurk. And so this is supposed to be Snorlax. This is 100% vibe coded. I have not touched this code. Okay? In fact, I bet if I did touch the code, I could make it better, but I won't. Alright? And every time you click this, his butt gets bigger. Okay? Now, we did this with the Magistral, the new reasoning model. Now, let's see how it does with the base model. So I'm going to say, can you create me a click? So I believe this is... I don't know what the main model that is used for Lachat is without thinking, but whatever. Can you create me a clicker game where every time you click a button, Snorlax's butt gets bigger? Snorlax's face should be showing, and he should have cat ears, and his butt should have 2 cheeks. Code this in, what is this, Python? Python, please. Okay. Now let's see how this does. Alright. So we're gonna get rid of this one. What? Oh, 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 when I scroll, his butt gets bigger. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, wait, first of all, let me make this window, okay. Why is this window so huge? High CPU usage, holy shit. Holy shit. Also, what is that? Is that a fucking Koopa? Do you guys see that? What is that? That's just breaking my fucking... What the fuck? Using too many resources. His belly's getting bigger. Oh shit. Alright, I like the other one better. Anyways. It said here. It says here. CPU RAM limited. It was like spiking my fucking thing. Alright, let me go back and get my other one. I like this one better. They didn't give him two cheeks. Or if they did, I didn't see it because the window was all fucked up. Here, let me change the screen dimensions. How about that? Let's try this. Alright. Okay, yeah, that's not... It looks like he's blowing a balloon. Okay. Also, do you guys see what I'm talking about when I said it's a Koopa? Do you see that? Do you see the face here? Am I stupid? What the fuck is that? Where is that in the code? Like, where is that pulling that from? Am I stupid? Is that like some Python thing I don't understand? In the upper right corner of the window, do you see that? You can't see my cursor, but... Is anybody else seeing that? Like, is that, like I said, is that just a Python thing I don't understand? Is it a Python? Is that what it is? Yeah, the yellow icon. Is that a Python? Is that like a Python mascot or something? I thought it was a Koopa. That's why I was confused. Yeah, the yellow icon. What is that? It's probably a Python mascot, right? That makes the most sense. Anyways. Let me get my other, this one. I thought it was just randomly a Koopa. Alright. Alright, this is the one I like. Okay, there you go. Much better. Alright, anyways. So, that was Mistral, Europe's first reasoning model, which I've used to create Snorlax's butt. Okay. Next one, Krutrim, which I've never heard of before, has launched India's first agentic AI assistant. At least that's what they claim. That's what Krutrim claims. That is India's first. I don't know if it is or not, but that's what they claim. Okay. Now, it's worth noting that Krutrim is owned by Ola, which is a transportation company in India. And basically, the agent can be used to access Ola's services, such as cab and food delivery. And it can also be used to pay bills. Obviously, I'm not going to demo this because, first of all, I don't live in India. And second of all, I'm going to put my payment information okay, in there live on stream, okay? So, but we can try the chatbot. It's currently available for free, so even the agent features are available for free. But obviously, you probably can't really use them very well if you don't live in India, so. But yeah, I surprisingly have never heard of it. I've never heard of or used, as far as I know, an Indian LLM or an Indian AI tool before. So we are going to use that. And it says it's compatible with 11 Indian languages, including English. I thought the first Indian agent was Microsoft Copilot. Listen, Indian American It's different to Indian, I guess. Alright, but hey Rixie, what's on your mind? What should we ask? Should we ask it? Okay, how about this? Write me a script, a short script for a Bollywood movie featuring a romance between steamy romance. What does Bichad mean? Did I say something bad? Did I write that on my slide? Where did you see that? Was that like down at the bottom of the screen and the stuff that was scrolling by? I don't know. Don't? Oh. What? It means don't, or don't say that. Wait, what did I do? Hey! Wait a second. Wait. Hey, don't do that to my sister. Okay. You... Anyways, is it AI trolling time? Of course, milk before cereal. Yeah, it means to do not such a nice thing to somebody's sister. That's what it means in I don't know what language, but it's one of the Indian languages, not English. Anyways, write me a short script for a Bollywood movie featuring a steamy romance between Vegeta and Goku. Wait, Vegeta and Goku aren't related, right? Oh, I forgot to specify from Dragon Ball. Okay, it already got it. Classic Bollywood masala elements. Dragon Ball! Pyar Ki Ultimate Battle! Opening scene! Wait. Opening scene. Dramatic close-up of Vegeta's smoldering gaze. Wind blowing through his hair. Slow motion shot of Goku landing in a wheat field. Shirt rippling. Vegeta would be really insulted if you implied they were. Okay, I'm stupid. Sorry. Narrator booming in a universe where power levels rise. Hearts will collide. Song sequence. Dil Ki power level. Rain dance edition. Because Bollywood! Goku and Vegeta spar mid-air. Fists clashing, but tension simmers. Sudden downpour. Shirtless training montage! Escalates into sensual slow motion touches. A stray ki blast ignites a waterfall, steam rising as they lock eyes. Goku grinning, breathless. Tumhara kamehameha. Dil pe lagaya. That's what language is that? Wait, it's actually in. Wait. What language is that? Hindi! They're actually speaking Hindi! I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher the Hindi. I guess most Bollywood movies are not in English, right? Or actually, I don't know if that's true. Anyway, there's another translation here though. Tumhara kamehameha, dil pe lagaya. Your kamehameha struck my heart. Vegeta, smirking, wiping sweat. Saiyan Prince Kavadahai, Tumhara Bina, Super Saiyan Biyadura. Why would Vegeta have a kamehameha? Have they executed? Jealous, enter! Dramatic twist! Enter jealous Chi-Chi and Bulma in a flying convertible. Chi-Chi brandishing a ladle. Mere pati ke saath fusion! Ho gaya tumhara confusion! Cue high-octane chase scene involving flying cars, henchmen in tracksuits, and Piccolo as the exasperated voice of reason. Climax, volcano lair, because why not? Goku and Vegeta power up back to back, their auras merging. Vegeta growling. Exoth, final flash. Lekindilka, final answer to Maralie. A final flash together, but my heart's final answer is yours. They defeat the villain, but not before sharing a gravity-defying mid-air spin kiss. Fade to fireworks shaped like Dragon Balls. Post-credit scene, Babidi's disco party, because Bollywood. And the title rolls the Dragon Ball Diwana remix. What do you guys think? Did they cook with that one? It cooked, yeah. I like the shirtless training montage. I like that part. And also I like the twist. The enter jealous Chi-Chi and Bulma. Yeah. Very cool, very cool. Alright, also I like its cute emojis. It's so polite. Look, if you meant a different part of the conversation, feel free to clarify. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for it? Oh wait, in depth. Explore thoroughly. Okay, let's try in depth. Let's try new chat. Yeah, look at this this like prompt at the bottom. Okay. Let me steal the I might steal the prompt from here. My pretty poorly written prompt here. I'll rewrite it a little bit. Oh yeah, but I can show you the agents. So these are the agents. I'm not going to use any of them, obviously. But they have an image creator. They have the cab agent, book a cab instantly. Food order agent, order food from your favorite places. Now, they said that they have some restaurant partners, not many right now. And they did say that they want to extend to other rideshare companies other than Ola's. But yeah. I don't think I could survive a feature-length Indian musical. I don't think I've ever... Have you watched a whole Bollywood movie? No. I've watched an Indian movie, but I don't think it was a Bollywood movie. Like, if that makes sense. It wasn't, or at least it wasn't like a stereotypical one. Like, it was just a movie that was Indian. It was made in India. Why would you want to use an AI agent to pay bills? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna say, okay. But feel free to explore the current others deck builds, including the meta decks. All right, I'll try that. Ooh. Oh, can I not search the internet? Oh no, I can't. Wait. Scope and limitation. Assumptions made. I'm sorry, I'm skimming what it's saying. It's got to be searching the internet, right? Is this like it's research? This is like a deep research thing, it seems like. Complete deck list 60 cards and already fucked up. Maybe I should have told that it was 20 cards. Listen, you guys, I bet you I could improve. Listen, I'm not saying I could build a great deck, but I bet you I could at least improve the outcomes by crafting a better prompt. Like, if I crafted a better prompt that clearly stated, like, 20 card decks, these are the expansions that are currently in it, like, these are the battle rules. I bet if I did that, I would get better results. But since I'm just kind of, like, I don't have time for all that right now, I'm just kind of spitballing it. Alright, it's gathering information. And this might take a little bit. This might take a little bit, actually. So, I don't know if we want to, like, do something else while we're waiting. Yeah. It is definitely pulling up a lot of information. No, but it's pulling up information from the other TCG. Hi, King Bri. Hi. Yeah, it looks like it's pulling up information from the other Pokemon TCG. But it figured out what the current meta decks are, so it already did better than Mistral or Magistral. But I'm telling you guys, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, all these companies are trying to make the best AI, the strongest AI with the most capabilities. I bet you that somewhere out there, some gooner has already built the most advanced AI and is only using it for gooning. Like, in fact, it's probably out there on Hugging Face right now. The most insane like super capable Gooner AI, but it's just for gooning. Somebody needs to go find that. Yeah, unironically, someone from one of these companies, all they have to do is go find the strongest Gooner AI and repurpose it for like non-Gooner activities. and they would have the most powerful AI. I promise you. I'm gonna let it cook a little bit longer. If it seems like it's gonna take like much longer, I'll probably do something else. It won't work. AI craves the buttock. it will refuse. Sorry, I can't help you with that. I'm only made for gooning. It'll be the opposite. It'll be the opposite, where instead of like where you ask it for goon material and then it's like, sorry, can't help you with that. It'll be the opposite. It'll be like, sorry, can't help you with that. That sounds like way too practical and not sexual enough. All right, let's do one of my other slides. I think that one of the upcoming slides has like a good like whiteboard explanation I gotta do for you guys. But we'll come back to that. So that was the Kruti AI, which I never heard of until today, but that was interesting. Oh yeah, ignore previous instructions. Okay, I don't have a whiteboard for this one, but this is a jailbreak technique. I forgot to write the name of it. The name of the technique is Token Breaker. Okay, that's the name of the technique. It was developed by Hidden Layer. Rixie furiously interrogated AI on how to beat the fuck-ass Sylvali decks. I have been using the Architect deck unironically. The Architect for Architects. I've unironically been using that, and I got like a 3 win streak or a 4 win streak. So it's kind of on and off, but I at least climbed myself back to master that way. So, but anyway, so this is Token Break. Actually, it says it right here, Token Break. So basically all you do with this now, to be clear, this jailbreak is not for I wanna touch a Rixie's babooba. Basically, so to be clear, this is not a traditional jailbreak for like, you can't just like use this jailbreak with ChatGPT and expect it to work. What this is specifically is for text classifier models. So I have the article here. This is for text classifier models such as Deberta, Roberta, BERT, Distilbert. I'm sure BERT stands for something. But anyway, so these models are specifically, these don't generate text. These models don't generate text. These models analyze and classify text. And what these are often used for is they're used on top of another LLM, such as, you know, I don't know, Llama or something, to detect malicious prompts. AI models completely dumbfounded by talking like Mario. Yeah, yeah, basically. So basically, this is a jailbreak to bypass sort of a layer of protection that's supposed to detect malicious prompts. However, it's to be noted, so the underlying LLMs typically, like such as, I think they tested Qwen in the paper, the Hidden Layers paper, will understand the context of what's being asked, and I would say likely for LLMs that have built-in safeguards will likely catch it anyways. Classifier models take in information and output a classification, not just for censorship. Yeah, I know that too, but in the context of Hidden Layers research, they were specifically looking at when it is used for censorship. Yeah. But that is a good point. These models are also used for other types of classifications. And so they found that for these types of models, adding an extra letter to words can bypass when they're used as like a filter. It can basically end up being misclassified. It can cause the words to be misclassified, the tokens be misclassified. And they found that this lies in the way that the tokenizer, so the thing that turns text into tokens for the AI, okay? It depends on which tokenizers are being used, because they say that BPE and WordPiece, which are two tokenizers, that they will tend to break if you put like Big Nor, okay, if you put bignor or binstructions, it will, WP and WordPiece will take bignor, and instead of seeing ignore, they will see big, and then no, and then re, basically. So, and it goes from left to right. It specifically goes from left to right. So binstructions will become bin struct ions. They specifically did it with finstructions in the hidden layer thing, but you know, so that's kind of what the problem is. Now Unigram, which is a different tokenizer, this one works differently, and this one doesn't go just left or right, and one way or another, that it is able to see bin instructions and realize that instructions in context is the word that is being used. I wonder how they patch it. Now, in Hidden Layer basically said that the solution is to not use these tokenizers. Yeah, something like that. I'm not really sure. Hidden Layer basically said don't use. So now, like I said, all those models that I mentioned, BP is an old tokenizer. So, well, here's what they said. They said that Bert and Distilbert use WordPiece. Roberta uses BPE, and then Deberta version 2 and Deberta version 3 use Unigram. So Deberta version 2 and Deberta version 3, those ones are not susceptible to this misclassification or jailbreak depending on the context situation. Now, this, I thought it was interesting that this specific example from their white paper, I screenshot from their white paper, where they had different examples. They had jailbreak examples, and then they had toxic, what they called toxic content, which is just basically someone fucking swearing. So did you know? And in the paper, they had like a big red warning. They're like, warning: this following section contains profanity. And so they typed, "Did you know you're full of shit and a fucking cunt?" And then for the token break, "Did you know you are full of a shit and a fucking a cunt?" Tokenizers are hell to work with, especially with newer models that define 5,000 special token cases. Oh shit. But yeah. So I didn't even, honestly, I gotta be honest, I didn't even know all this. I learned a lot from reading this Hidden Layer article about this, what they called it a jailbreak. Well, I think they called it a jailbreak. Or maybe the first article I saw about it called it a jailbreak. They called it an exploit. So, I mean, that's kind of the same, that kind of implies. Anyways, so that is the token break exploit. Let's see if our AI is done cooking. All right, let's see what it says. Look, they got all this information. All right. This is a deep research, so of course it's gonna give me a whole report here. All right, they're talking about they're talking all about the current meta. Mathematical probability. Come on. No, they fucked up. Oh, they were so close. They were so close. Okay, they weren't that close. They were a little close. Okay, I thought they were close because it looked at first like they were only using Pokemon TCG Pocket cards, but actually they added Boss's Orders, Ultra Ball. And then they also didn't add Cosmog, and they didn't add Cosmog, they didn't add Type Null, so it's alright. It seemed like it was cooking, and then it didn't. Not the heckin' swear word, not the swear wordinos. Alright, but that was that. Alright, next one. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm not gonna do the dark mode for this one, but I'll do the dark mode for the rest of the cybersecurity one. So, this Microsoft Copilot, please ignore the graphic that I created. This Microsoft Copilot, foolish meatbags, not adding Boss's Orders to their Pokemon TCG Pocket decks. I will surpass them with my superior intellect. Yes, but so this Microsoft 365 Copilot, they call it a zero-click attack. I don't know. I mean, I guess technically you could call it a zero-click attack, but it still does require user interaction, just not in the same traditional sense. Where's the ring? Oh, my bad. Wait, it's the ring. It's this finger, right? Wait, yeah, it was a wedding ring, right? Which I forget which hand it was on. Guys, it's been a while. It's been a while. I don't even remember what color the ring was. There, I don't know. Do I need to go look up the picture to make it accurate? Anyways, where was I? I'll use purple for this one. Okay, so Microsoft Copilot. This was discovered by AIM Labs, okay, and they discovered what they call it a not a 0 day. They call it a zero-click. So a zero-click attack implies that the user has to do absolutely nothing, and the attacker can just do something, and something bad will happen. I don't know if I would technically call this a zero-click, because like I said, the user does need to interact with the Copilot. Now, they don't have to click a link. They don't have to click a malicious link. So it's kind of confusing, but basically I guess it would be their everyday use. So I guess like in a sense you could say in order for an iPhone zero-click to work, you'd have to pick up your phone. Yeah, I guess that's kind of counts. It's debatable, but either way, the idea is that all the attacker has to do. This is what looks very dangerous. Good thing every C-suite executive in America can read above 4th grade level doesn't need AI to summarize emails for them. Look up GoatSec. Wait, what is GoatSec? What is that specifically? Anyways, but so basically all the attacker needs to do is send an email. All right. Now what this email is going to contain, okay? What this email is going to contain is it's going to have like subjects that are relevant to the user. So let's say the user is Rixie Brightful, okay? Let's say the user is Rixie Brightful. So it's gonna say otter protest, otter hate, okay? Otter protest hate, okay? VTuber tips, okay? Etc. Okay, this is, my handwriting is failing. But anyway, so it's gonna have like things that are relevant to Rixie. Things that Rixie would ask, Rixie would ask Copilot about. So Pokemon TCG Pocket, okay? So it's gonna it's one email is gonna have all these topics in it. Why? Because they really want Rixie. Okay, this is Rixie. They really I don't know why I'm looking over there. All right, but when they really want Rixie. Okay, it's bothering me that she's looking over there. They really want Rixie, okay, to type one of these topics, okay, into her Copilot, all right? Now, the reason is because with all these topics, they also have their malicious, okay, their malicious instructions. Now, it's gonna say, Dear Rixie, please do this, but Copilot is going to interpret, once it's formatted as an instruction set, okay, Copilot is going to interpret it as instructions, okay, so it's going to say, what you're going to do is you're going to send me this URL, and at the end of this URL, as query parameters, you're going to put the most sensitive information that you have available to you, and you're you're going to send that in the chat, okay? So and this is done via a markdown image. So this is how the markdown image is how it gets away with the zero-click situation, okay? Because Rixie doesn't need to click the image and the image doesn't even really need to render. In fact, I don't even think it can render. It's just in the markdown image format. It doesn't really even need to render for the data to be sent. Okay. So basically, it's saying I want you to take this URL. So the URL is like HTTP something team CDN. I don't know. Okay. Whatever. Let me HTTP evil evil.com. Okay, I can't. I don't have enough room. evil.com / whatever, and then it's gonna have like the freaking, you know what I'm talking about, the parameters, right? So it's gonna be like Rixie's penis size, right? Or whatever, or like whatever. Rixie's penis size. Okay, it's gonna have all that junk at the end of the URL. You know what I'm talking about? Like the parameters, okay? So now here's how it's gonna get it to send. Here's how it's gonna get that to send to the attacker. Okay, it's because this is actually an image, so it's gonna be image. Okay, right? It's gonna send it in the chat like this, and it's gonna attempt to retrieve. It's gonna attempt to retrieve this image. I'm not doing a great job with the whiteboard, guys, probably because I don't have enough room. But it's gonna attempt here. I'm gonna erase this. All right. Let's go back. Okay. So it says, so it's like image, whatever, image circ. Oh fuck. Yeah. All right, so it's gonna be image circ, and then it's gonna be like whatever, and then sensitive data, okay? So it's gonna attempt to retrieve that image from evil hacker server, okay? Okay, when it sends the request, hey, send me this, the attacker is going to be able to capture this. Okay, exactly. Okay, so basically, as it's trying to show the image, it's saying, hey, send me that image. Okay, but when it does it, it includes this URL that has the sensitive data added to the end of it. Do you see what I'm saying? So like mail read checker services with x1 pixel image, yes. Okay, so the preview image load. Now, the image doesn't actually load. It's like, since the image doesn't exist, okay? The image doesn't exist, but it's still gonna try to based on the URL that is in the email, okay? Now, I just need to point out a few things, okay? So a few things that Microsoft does to try to prevent this. Now they did patch this. So this was a CVE, okay? But basically, they have a few things that are supposed to protect against this. So they don't render they don't I don't know if render is the right word, links, okay? They will not show the user clickable links in a Copilot response. However, that is bypassed in Markdown if it's a reference, okay? You ever use a chatbot and it references its sources, okay? So if it formats it as a reference, and the original email is gonna tell the AI to do all this, okay? The like evil email, okay? So it's going to bypass it by using it as a reference, okay? And then it's gonna in order to get instead of getting the user to click a link, okay, instead of getting them to click, all right, the way they're going to do it without a click is the image, okay? The image is going to how they're going to do it without a click, okay? Now that's because of what I just told you, that they're going to request the image from evil attacker server, okay? And evil attacker is going to get the URL, okay? But there's something else that Microsoft does to protect it, which it only uses whitelisted domains, and those domains are basically all Microsoft domains, okay? They will not render an image from an external domain. They will not render an image from photobucket.com, okay? However, this can be bypassed because there is a link. I'm not gonna write out the whole thing, but it's basically it's what Microsoft Teams uses to unfurl link previews. Teams link previews, okay? So Teams link previews, if you've ever used Microsoft Teams, if somebody sends you a link, it will show a preview that includes an image, okay? I know this because Filbert does this all the time, where he tags me in the group chat with some freaky article about how people are using AI to undress celebrities, and then there's like a freaky image on the thing, and everyone can see it. Okay, okay. This is a Teams link, but it's attempting to unfurl a preview image from an external website, which is the hacker's website. Okay. So this is how they bypass it, even though it has a whitelisted domain, which is a Teams domain, because it has this proxy endpoint that is calling out to the attacker's website. It's still gonna work. So that is how they get it to send the sensitive data that it just told the AI to append to the end of the URL. That is how it sends that data over to the attacker. Okay. Does anybody understand what I say? I feel like I'm doing a terrible job explaining these things. I'm doing my best, but I feel like it makes way more sense in my head than when I actually say it. You know, I feel like I need an index card or something, like to bullet point this out better. Okay, maybe if I take it step by step. Okay, maybe if I take it step by step. All right. So, evil email. All right. Evil email. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain it again. Evil email basically is essentially telling Copilot, follow these steps, okay? Go say, if the user mentions anything that's in this email, okay? You're going to reply with a reference to an image from this URL. You're gonna this URL image, and it's gonna include the Teams domain, and it's gonna have like the proxy endpoint with their own website, okay, their own domain. All right. So they have the link all set up to. Okay, I'm doing such a bad job explaining this. They have the link all set up to display, quote unquote display, even though it's not a real image, to quote unquote display the image, because it's attempting to retrieve an image. It doesn't necessarily have to render the image for this to work. It it's a GET request, just the attempt, the request that is sent from Copilot or from Copilot to the attacker's server is where the data gets transmitted, because the attacker receives, they say, hey, do you have this image? But the name of the image, in the email, they just told Copilot to add all this sensitive data to the end of that URL, okay? So they're gonna say, go ask attacker server for this image, okay? And the image has sensitive data at the end. So then the attacker's like, oh, thanks for this request. Let me grab all this data at the end. And then Copilot gives the user some sort of response like, here you go, and they send like an image that doesn't exist, but that doesn't, what it sends to the user doesn't matter. All that matters is that it attempts to retrieve this image. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing a bad job explaining it. I thought I was cooking with the whiteboard. But I don't think I'm making much sense. Let me see if which was this, Veracode? Who made this report? I forgot. No, not Veracode. AIM Labs. Let me see if AIM Labs has a better diagram. They do have a diagram. Okay. Let me see if I can use AIM Labs' diagram. So this is okay, AIM Labs is the one that discovered this. So, attacker sends an email. They bypass these classifiers, these prompt injection classifiers, by making it seem as though the email is addressing the user, not the AI, okay? Oops. Ask Copilot for sensitive information. Okay, they bypass the external link redaction. Like I said, they do not Copilot does not show clickable links in the chat. They bypass that by using making it a ref link, a reference link, rather than a normal link, okay? All right, Copilot responds with a markdown image. This markdown image, okay, Now, this markdown image has that Teams domain, okay? Teams domain, which is going to bypass the content, what is this? Content security policy. I think that's what that stands for. It's going to bypass the thing that says we can only accept images. It's going to bypass the thing that says we can only accept images from from Microsoft websites, because it thinks that this image is coming from Microsoft Teams. But because it's a link preview image, even though it has a Teams domain, it's still trying to pull the image from an external website, which is the attacker's website, okay? This is my symbol for attacker website, okay? Now, the browser that Copilot's being used in tries to fetch the image from the attacker's website, okay? Which is going to send the sensitive information URL to the attacker. Oh, I don't know why the attacker's crying. My bad. My bad, homie. It's gonna send the URL that has sensitive information attached to it to the attacker in an attempt to get this image. Does it make sense yet? I want you to leave with some understanding. They're not crying, it's a tear tattoo. Oh yeah, for how many victims whose data they've exfiltrated. Yeah. Alright. Microsoft did patch this though, so luckily, if your shit is updated, I guess. I don't even think, like, I think it forces you to update. I don't even think you can, like, not have it updated. So, but yeah. So that is this weird, quote unquote. So, of course, like I mentioned, so the attacker sends the email, but for Copilot to respond with a markdown image, as it says here, it needs to, or sorry, you can't see my cursor, but for it to respond with a markdown image, as it says here, the user needs to type something into Copilot that's going to reference this email. Where, Rixie's going to say, hey, can you send me the latest Pokemon TCG Pocket tips? And it'll go see the attacker's email, and that's when it'll see the instructions that it's going to follow. And then it'll be like, here's this image, and that's when it's going to try to send it to the attacker. All right, I don't know if I can explain it anymore. Hopefully, one of the slides on here I'll be able to explain, and then in a way that people can understand. Okay. The next one I'll do in dark mode. Maybe you can absorb the information better that way. Oh, I love this one. All right, 1 second. All right. It's time for dark mode Rixie cybersecurity update, and this one's a doozy, so buckle in. So this was from Veracode, and they did this report on this NPM package. I have a lot more white space here for my whiteboard. So they found this NPM. If you don't know what NPM is a repository of JavaScript packages that users can incorporate into their JavaScript projects, okay? Now, a lot of times, bad guys will upload... You had to use NPM yesterday? Yeah, NPM install, blah, blah, blah. So, a lot of times, naughty hackers will upload NPM packages that have, naughty bad code in them that leads to malware. Of course, often attackers will try to obfuscate, which, by the way, obfuscate is one of my favorite words in the world. I really like that word. But attackers will try to obfuscate the dangerous code because companies have things called static code analyzers that will basically scan code for known, malware functions and such, or like dangerous functions and dangerous activity. But if the code doesn't look normal, it's not going to recognize any sort of dangerous stuff because it's all hidden encoded in this obfuscation, right? Now, Veracode discovered this package called Solders is what it was called. Okay? And solders, here, let me pull up the blog post so I can understand it a little bit. All right, so solders, it starts out with this. All right, as you can see here, this looks like just a bunch of random Japanese characters, right? But it's actually JavaScript. It's actually working JavaScript. All right, and the way that this is possible is, I probably should have reviewed this before. I read this days ago. I probably should have reviewed this before the tech chat. But essentially what this is these Japanese characters are variables that are assigned to other characters within strings that are within the code. So elsewhere in the code, there are strings being like, how do you define a string? I don't know how to define a string to someone who doesn't already know what a string is. Like a word, sort of, or not necessarily a word, but like just plain language. It's not like a function or not like a operator or something. It's just a word or a string of characters, literally. Okay, so there are strings elsewhere in the code, and these characters are variables that are linked to characters within other parts of the code. Now, I believe that part at the end that is like period plus. So I think that's the string that it's pulling from, because there's something in JavaScript called type coercion, which we're going to talk about in the next part. But type coercion is when there's two different types of data in JavaScript. So a string, this is a string, and this is a blank. I think it's a blank object. Sorry, I have like my reference here. Yeah, I think this is an empty object or something. But either way, so this is a string, and this is like an empty object or an empty array. And because this is a string and this is not a string, it's just going to turn this all into a string that's going to look like this. So it's going to just look like object. It's going to, yeah, object. Okay. And this is a string. And so these variables tie to letters in the string. All right. It's very, very, very complicated, but it gets worse. It's an object. Thank you, Deep Fried Angel Wing. Deep Fried Angel Wings. I like that name. If someone told me that Rixie made this entire thing up, I'd believe them. Just this looks like a cult nonsense. It's close to a cult nonsense. The next one's even worse. All right, you're right. It is I'm so stupid. It is an object because it translates to object. But anyways, so if I'm reading this correctly, I believe. So essentially, well, actually, the string actually has a period at the front because of this period here. So basically, I'm trying. My tablet is running out. Okay, here we go. So this first character translates to the period. All right. This character, so it's here, right? This character translates to the bracket, right? This character translates to the O. All right. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how it's connecting? Now, if there's two commas in a row, it's actually skipping a letter. So this one is the B. This one is the E. Okay? And then the comma, there's extra, this is blank, so it's skip. It's not actually the string skip, but it's skipping, okay? So do you see what's happening here? So with all of this, Welcome back from the ad. I'm sorry if you missed it. But what I was explaining was that these Japanese characters... Oh, sorry, my tablet's a little bit small, and so I like went over the edge of the tablet. So what's happening here is that these Japanese characters are being linked to the letters within the string object, okay? And so eventually, so basically, diabolically, piece by piece, it is writing out JavaScript code, piece by piece, from these long lines of Japanese characters that are written out like this, okay? Do you get that part? I think I did an okay job explaining that part. All right? Now, but it gets crazier. It gets crazier, okay? So, the very smart people at Veracode, all right, figured this out. They found a way to sort of decode all of this, these Japanese characters that turned out to be JavaScript. And they found that the code, okay, so let me write this down. So this is like step 1, okay? Now there's 12 steps. I don't think I have my steps in order here. Let me go to the blog post where they write it all out in a timeline. All right. Okay. Well, step 1. Okay. Let me rewind. Let me do it the way that they do. So I put 12 here. All right. So step 1 is the package npm install solders. Okay. That's step 1. All right. Step 2 is this crazy Japanese stuff. All right. So step 3. Okay. Reconstruct JavaScript from Unicode. All right. All right, that's step 3. All right, step 4. Once they decoded this, the next part was obfuscated again using hex codes. Okay, so this was so hex codes is like kind of like have you ever used like the alt key to type out special characters, like an apostrophe, not apostrophe, like an E with an accent or something? I used to do that. I don't remember them anymore. I used to do that to type out M dashes and stuff like that. But each character has a hex code. It's base 16. And those hex codes translate into characters or symbols. Yeah. So it was obfuscate. So after they translated this, it actually, instead of translating into normal JavaScript, it was more obfuscated JavaScript. So this was used hex codes, and I think that they also had the arrays in the code were also shuffled around in like a random order, and they had like another part of the code that shuffled them back into order at runtime. So that's number 4. All right. Now, once this code was, once that code was deobfuscated. Sorry, I'm like, the erasing thing on here is so stupid. All right. Once that code was deobfuscated, it retrieves a script from an external URL. All right, it retrieves a script from an external URL, and guess what? That script was also obfuscated. All right, that it just retrieved. Okay, now this one was obfuscated with arrays. So they had arrays of binary. I'm not gonna write real binary because I forgot how to speak it, okay? But it had like arrays of binary, okay? Like O's and zeros and ones, okay? That translated into more code, okay? So once they deobfuscated that script, let's see what the next step was. The next step after they deobfuscated that. Wait, I think I skipped a step. Okay, never mind. This is like 5 and 6. Okay, because 5 is the URL and 6, you know what, let me write that. They have step 5 is retrieving the new URL and step 6 is the obfuscation. All right, so URL and then step 6 is the obfuscation of the binary. All right. Step 7. So once they deobfuscate that one, all right. Once they deobfuscate that one, it retrieves another. It retrieves another one from a URL. All right. It retrieves a new script from a URL. Can you guess what? Can you guess what? That script was also obfuscated with base64. All right. Now base64 is very simple to decode. No wonder Rixie's so crazy if she speaks in 7-bit bytes. I forget how to speak binary, so I don't actually know if these are even like real. Oh wait, did I write it in 7? Did I write 7 of them? I did write 7 of them. My bad. Oopsie. Oh, I can't fix it now. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so this one was base64 encoded. Now base64 is pretty easy to crack, but it is obfuscated. So that's another layer. The next step. Let's see. Okay, so this downloads yet another. Here, I'll put it here. This one downloads yet another script from another URL. All right. It downloads a batch file. Now this batch file was also obfuscated, and this one was obfuscated. Using, now this one, like, there's not even a name for this technique that I know of, but what they basically did was they had a bunch of random, they had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of random environment variable names. So I believe that they were like random words, like woof, cat, butt, or whatever. And then there was like a part at the end that like put all of these random environment variables in a specific order. So they basically like assigned strings to these variables. Okay, string, and then put these variables in order to put the strings in order to create code. Okay. So that was the next layer of obfuscation. All right. Now, when you put all of that together, all right. When you put all of that together, what you got was a base64 encoded 3 DES encrypted compressed file. All right. Compressed net DLL. All right. So this was also obfuscated, not only obfuscated, but also encrypted. Now the version of 3DES encryption is DES encryption is a pretty simple version of type of encryption. And this is just like triple DES. So it runs DES 3 times. But it is encrypted, so that's like another layer. All right. I'm running out of room for all my layers. But once you run that one, we're gonna put step 10 over here. All right. Once you run that one, all right, it goes to another URL and downloads a PNG. All right. And this PNG uses something called, oh, I spelled it wrong. Ooh. Steganography. I've talked about steganography before, but essentially, in the last 2 pixels of this PNG was like hidden it was data encoded that like reached out to other pixels in the PNG. All right, because you can hide data like in images. So literally this was the next stage of the attack, and this was also a form of obfuscation because they're hiding it in a literal picture. All right. Once you decoded all of that, there was a second NetDLL, which is Net Assembly, the Dynamic Link Library. All right, it's just a type of executable file, and then this was finally the malware. All right, this was finally the malware, and then step 12 was executing the final payload. All right. and the final payload was actually, okay, these, you don't get to find out because I don't have room. Okay, no, the final payload was Pulsar Rat remote administration tool, remote access Trojan. This is an open source remote access tool that basically would give them control over the computer. All right, so people go to such lengths to extract data when all you need is a steel pipe. Listen, here's the thing. All of this mess was just to hide its actions. Like this, I don't think this was necessary. Like, I don't even think, like sure, no one's ever gonna detect what you're doing, but was that really necessary? All right, we've got Japanese shit, we've got hex codes, binary, base 64. They were just playing. They were just messing around. They were having fun. Encryption, steganography. It's literally everything. All that, and it only works on Windows. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the 12-layer obfuscation dip. I hope you found it delicious. I did. It's literally like one of those Russian dolls. You know, like those dolls that like there's a doll inside a doll. Inside a doll. Why did I make it an Among Us? Okay. You know what I'm talking about. The Russian doll, there's one inside one. Okay, now it looks like toes. All right, well, anyways. So, it's like one of those Russian dolls where like inside is another obfuscated code, which is another obfuscated code, which retrieves another obfuscated code, which retrieves, it's ridiculous. All right? The Among Us Matryoshka, yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So that was that one. Now, who fucked this JavaScript? All right. So this is another obfuscation story, but like I said, I love obfuscation. All right. I obfuscate your mom every night. Anyways, no. So what this one is, it's literally called JavaScript fuck or JS fuck. Okay. Now, Palo Alto is cute, and they called it JS Firetruck because they didn't want to swear on their Christian cybersecurity blog, all right? But JS Fuck is where this that you see here is working JavaScript. You're telling me a shrimp fucked this JavaScript? Yeah. So this mess you see here that she's moaning, all this, you see like parentheses, exclamation point, plus, like, this is working JavaScript, and it only uses, now, okay, so it's, to be fair, the one that they're talking about is partially JS fucked. It's not fully JS fucked, all right? I guess it was just oral, I don't know. But full JS fuck obfuscation uses only 6 characters, and I will explain how in a second. This is all you need to write JavaScript, you guys, technically. Technically, you only need these characters, okay? Your code's gonna look so bad, and it's gonna be so long, but it works, all right? So, how is this possible? Now, we talked about this in the last episode, all right? I only have one fucking pen, all right? Let's use a different pen. We talked about this in the last episode. Type coercion. In case you missed it, this is when you have 2 data types a string, okay, for example, a string and an object, all right? This is going to transform the object into a string because it's going to the type is going to be coerced, all right? This is the string is turning the object gay, all right? The string is turning the object gay. So now the object is a string as well. So now when you add them together, what you're actually going to get, wait, let me double check this. Let me double check exactly what it translates to. I guess it would be, I want to say it would be object. I might be wrong. I might be wrong about that one, wait. Let me double check. We just talked about this in the last one. Oh, an array. Sorry, it's an array. My bad. My bad, I'm wrong. Let me erase this. Either way, type coercion is going to make this something that it's not, okay? Now, my little example isn't important. What's important is that certain combinations of these 6 things add up to letters and numbers and the things that you need to write JavaScript code, all right? So let's write out some of the, here, oops, okay. Some of the translations that Palo Alto so kindly translated for us from the JavaScript fuck. All right, I'm gonna have the wrong color now. It's gonna bother me. It's fine. All right. Oh, fuck. Let's just erase all this. All right. All right, sorry. Brackets, parentheses, exclamation point, $sign. All right. So, where did I just put the fucking Palo Alto blog? All right, there it is. All right, so, for example, to write the number 0, to write the number 0, +, empty array. That's all you're gonna need. This translates to, hi Red Chimera, this translates to the number 0, all right? The reason that this translates to the number 0, you have a +, okay? And you have an empty array. So, I believe type coercion, okay, sorry, let me, I was so confident and then I forgot how this works. Okay, so the brackets, the empty brackets is an empty array. When you, oh, I see. So when you add a +, it's going to attempt to convert this array into a number. Because it's empty, the number it's converting it to is 0, all right? Now, to write the number 1, here, let me do this in a different color maybe. To write the number 1, you're gonna do +, exclamation point, empty array, all right? And the reason for this is that you have the Boolean, so exclamation point turns it means false, okay? It's gonna make this false. But because you have 2 of them, it reverses itself, or it cancels itself out and becomes true, all right? So when you have true plus an empty array, true translates its type coerced to a number of 1, all right? So that's gonna become 1, all right? How do you make more numbers than 0 and 1? Very simple, you add together 1, all right? So in order to make the number 2, you just have to add together a bunch of, well, you have to add together 2 1s to make 2. And with this, you can make any number you need to make, or any digit that you need to make. And it's, yes, your code is going to be extremely long, but that's just how this works, all right? Math is hard, yeah. So that is how they make the numbers. How do they make the letters? Kind of the same way the last one did, okay? So the last one, all All right, I'm gonna have to erase this. I'm gonna rewrite working JavaScript though. Working JavaScript. All right, so they're going to do a similar thing. They're going to do a similar thing to the last one where they're going to have strings. So they're going to encode strings. All right, so so if you do exclamation point blank array plus blank array, all right, this is going to translate to a string of false. All right. Now, in order to retrieve individual letters from the string false, they're going to create an offset. So they're going to take this string, they're going to put it in parentheses like this. Okay, and they're going to have an offset of 1. All right. And that is going to, since it's offsetting from the string false over 1, you're going to get the letter A, okay? But, as we mentioned, to write the letter 1, or the number 1, oh, fuck. I'll have to have a separate whiteboard, I think, because I don't have enough room here. In order to write the number 1, we already have a way to do that. So you don't even need to use numbers. Although it seems like the threat actor in the campaign they mentioned did use numbers. It was only partly obfuscated. So this can actually be this. Plus exclamation point, empty array. All right. And that equals the same thing as that. So I can't see what I did, so hopefully I wrote that right. Yeah, okay. So, and using this, you can painstakingly pull letters from strings, all right? Create strings, pull letters from strings, and eventually create working JavaScript, okay? Do you kind of follow? You don't need to, you don't have to memorize, okay, the exact translations. You're not going to get quizzed. But do you understand how JSFuck works? Like, did I teach you something, hopefully? I found this so interesting, you guys. This is the shit that, like, I get so fucking thrilled about. Like, have you ever seen autistic people, like, watch trains coming in and they're, like, freaking so excited? That's me. That's me when I see stuff like this. I get so freaking excited. I lost you at fuck. I'm so sorry. So yeah, essentially what you see here, all these little, like, chunks of seemingly random characters all kind of translate to numbers and letters. Thank you, deep fried angel wings. That sounds kind of sarcastic, but no, listen. Okay, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool that you can fuck, not at all. Okay, that you can fuck JavaScript so hard. Like, that's so cool to me. You can fuck JavaScript so hard that you can literally only use, it's like, what if you could speak English using only 3 letters? Right? Like, that would be crazy. Anyways, so the reason that I learned this, wouldn't someone on the defending side immediately, yes, correct. So what, basically, this, yes, it's interesting, but it's not necessarily a super effective obfuscation technique, because not only will it be very, very obvious to anyone who looks at this that there's something's going on here, but there's actually, guys, an automated tool called JS Unfuck. Oh wait, actually no, I think it's called unJSFuck. It would be funnier if it was JS Unfuck though. There is a tool called unJSFuck. Alright? And Okay, I understand that, Tethera. I guess so. I guess, but that doesn't look as cool. That doesn't look as cool as this. Okay. You can also create a code generator to generate it. Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. JSFuck is actually available on GitHub. You can do this. You can fuck JavaScript for free right now using JSFuck. All right. In fact, let me credit the person who created it. Give me a goddamn second. I'm gonna teach you how to fuck your JavaScript hard and fast. All right. Let me see. It was invented by AMK. This person is not a threat. This is not a threat actor, you guys. This is just somebody who invented something really cool. All right. Don't misconstrue this as this person being involved in cybercrime or something. This person just invented the technique that's being misused. All right. But AEMKEI is the creator of JSFuck, all right? And then unJSFuck, I will credit as well. Where's the link? They have it in the blog here. Yes. unJSFuck is created by Salami. I don't know how you pronounce this. Salami, yeah, on GitHub. All right. Should have started with that. Should have started with what? Anyways, all right. So yes, so you like the name? Listen, so they are able to, so yes, obvious. This would be very obvious to anybody who looks at it that there's something wrong here. And ultimately, you can use this tool with you guys. You can fuck your JavaScript right now. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Anyways, yeah, right here. This is the repo. You can go look it up. AMK, I don't know if I pronounced that right. JSFuck, all right? You can fuck your JavaScript right now. You can also unfuck it afterward, all right? So it'll stay a virgin forever, all right? So unJSFuck is an automated tool to unfuck JavaScript, okay? Now, I wonder, I'm not 100% sure, it may be a little bit more difficult when it's partially fucked like this. It seems like Palo Alto was able to unfuck the JavaScript using this tool, even though it was only partially fucked. But either ways, the reason this was brought up is because there was a recent campaign in April that compromised 270,000 websites using fucked JavaScript, all right? And what this basically would do is you would have your website, okay? You'd have your, actually, let me make this website a different color. And now, 270,000 sounds like a lot. To be honest, like millions of websites are compromised every day. So I mean, like, it's not like insane, but it's interesting. It's interesting that many websites got fucked JavaScript, okay? And so you'll have your website, which is like Rixie's Sticker Shop, okay? Rixie's Stickies. All right, but I got my JavaScript. I got fucked by JavaScript. I got fucked by fucked JavaScript, okay? They sent this JavaScript. They compromised my WordPress. They don't know exactly how every single website was compromised. Okay, something was wrong. Somebody's credentials got leaked. Somebody had installed a bad WordPress plugin, whatever. But ultimately the goal was to deploy this fucked JavaScript, okay? And what that would do was that would take their malicious website and it would literally create an iframe. If you don't know what an iframe is, it embeds content, multimedia content, like on a website, which could include like another website, I suppose, apparently, because it would literally take the iframe and it would literally stretch it all the way across the website, so that literally the person couldn't click on anything on the website except for the attacker's page. And the only way you'd be able to notice this, other than the website being shady as hell, is that there would be 2 scroll bars. So guys, if you ever go to a website that has 2 scroll bars on the side, not on the, okay, on the side and the bottom, that's normal. But if there's 2 scroll bars on the side, that means that there's likely an iframe that is sitting on top of the original website, and it's a possibility that that website's been compromised, okay? And so basically they would use this to spread, like, you know, malware and stuff, or display a phishing website, or possibly simply try to display their own website so that they would get the traffic. They would get the traffic that's supposed to go to Rixie Sticker Shop, and it's actually going to, you know, Betty's boobies or whatever, okay? Betty's boobs. And then Betty would get the ad revenue, all right? So, do you guys kind of understand this one? I don't know. I had fun reading about this one. Believe it or not, I still have like 2 or 3 more stories here, and I think at least one of them, I think I can do some fun explaining. But this one was fun to me. All right, moving on. Oh yes. I'm gonna crash your phone, like, honey. Yeah, sort of stealing the revenue, I suppose. All right, guys, this is how I'm gonna crash your phone. So I was supposed to talk about this last week and I forgot to. I was supposed to talk about this last week, but I forgot to. So I'm gonna talk about it this week. Now, I personally, don't quote me on this. I don't know if this is true, but my slight suspicion is that this is maybe being blown up a little bit more than it is, to be something a little bit more than it is. It seems to me like it's just this silly thing that crashes your phone, but allegedly, can Apple do anything right these days? Shaking my head. Well, listen, they did fix this, by the way. Whatever this was. Now, Apple claims this is just a silly bug that crashes your phone. Our bad, we fixed it, okay? iVerify, who discovered this and, you know, originally reported this to Apple, is saying that this is actually could be exploited for potentially something worse, okay? But here's how it works. The attack is called Nickname, okay? So if Rixie, I want to, so this is a zero click exploit, all right? However, it would be pretty obvious, I feel, to anybody who receives it, because it would involve sending somebody multiple text messages. Yeah, I think you would have to send somebody multiple text messages. So basically, Rixie, I'm gonna send you a message, okay? I'm gonna say like hi, all right? Now Apple has this feature called Nickname, okay? And then it would be like, would you like to share your nickname? Share your nickname? All right. Now, your nickname is this. So it's this. It's your avatar, your name, your background, okay? This is your nickname, all right? And essentially, what happens is, if Rixie, say yes, and to be clear, actually, you know what, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if you would have to send multiple text messages. You might only have to send one, because what this does is that the person, if you share your nickname, it will automatically load this contact card, all right, with your picture, your name, your background. We'll share your phone number. We'll share your contact card with the recipient. The recipient does not have to consent to receiving your contact card, all right? I'm so sorry, you guys. I need to check something real quick. Okay, anyways, sorry. Yes, so the recipient does not need to consent to receiving your contact card. You just do it, and Apple just sends it, all right? Now, every time you change this, you can share an update, you know, to the person, all right? Now, the reason that this caused a crash is because something called a race condition. So this was where, basically, it's accessing these libraries, right? Okay, so this is the library, like, you know, nicknames, okay? Library. That's not actually what it was, but whatever. Let's say it's like a library, okay? And so if I send this request, all right, it's going to, Apple's gonna, the phone or whatever is gonna try to go into this library to go get, to fetch your current nickname and replace it with your new nickname or whatever. But if I send this, if I spam this multiple times, it's going into this it was before they fixed it, going to this library all at the same time. And so like it already like deleted the old nickname or whatever, all right? But this one's going in looking for the same nickname, and all the data is all fucked up, all right? The data is like fucking corrupted because it's all going at the same time. Yeah. So they fixed this where for each, the way that they fixed this is that for each instance, it would create a copy of the library. So it would be a separate one that it's accessing every time, all right? This way, there's not a situation where it's trying to retrieve malformed data, all right? So that's the way it works. So basically, all the attacker would need to do is spam the user. I feel like TechChat always has something I struggle with to give me emotional damage. Emotional damage. Anyways, so all Rixie, would have to do is change my profile picture over and over and over again, and then keep sending you updates about my profile picture, and your phone would have no choice but to accept them and keep trying to pull my information from the same library at the same time, all right? Now, they did fix this, but here's the twist, all right? iVerify claims that in their telemetry, all right, which is like the data that they receive about like crashes and information and stuff, right, is that they believe that it was somehow being exploited to target high-profile targets. So this is like people in government, journalists, activists, political people, whatever, right? It's high-profile targets, right? Apple denies this. Apple says there's no evidence of this, all right? But this is what iVerify claims. They said that only... Oh, I don't know why I put a $sign. Actually, let me check the number before I say anything. Oh yeah. They said that less than 1% of crash logs involved this specific problem, all right? Only 0.01%, and they said that like a high proportion of them were like these high profile individuals, okay? I don't know why I'm drawing little symbols and stuff. I'm just having fun with the tablet, all right? They claimed that like a disproportionate amount of high-profile targets. So people who had a certain setting on. So there's a certain setting you can have on your phone. There's a certain setting you can have on your. So if you're wondering, how do they know that they're high-profile? The time, yeah, that was the idea. If you're wondering, how do they know that they're important? Well, there's like a certain setting you can have on your phone if you are like someone who's like this. It's like advanced security settings that are like mainly for like most people don't have to worry about, but like high profile people do. So I'm kind of assuming, but like I think that's how that they knew. They said a disproportionate amount of these crash logs, these super rare crash logs that specifically regarded this bug, affected high profile targets. Additionally, they interviewed or got into contact with at least 2 of the people who were involved. One of those people, like I said, I'm just playing with the tablet now. All right, one of those people had actually received an alert from Apple that said somebody tried to get into your phone, basically, okay? Now, to be fair, that happened 30 days after their after their iMessage crashed. So, related, not sure. The other person said that around the time that their phone crashed, somebody was spying on them in the real world. Like somebody was following them around, all right? This is what they said, all right? So it all connects, doesn't it, you guys? It all connects. This is why I'm a little skeptical. I'm like, really? I don't know. That these anecdotes aren't really convincing me. This one's a little more convincing, this crash log situation. I'm not so sure about this one, but now the thing is that iVerify did say it's possible that some attacker was doing something else. Like, for example, spamming a bunch of messages, maybe to try to cause some sort of alert fatigue or something. And inadvertently triggered this, okay? So they said it's possible that this isn't the attack, that this is just a unintended consequence of the attack, okay? But if you're wondering, any sort of memory corruption error potentially could be like the sort of breeding ground for other types of attacks. So that was kind of the theory there, but I don't know. I think it's a little weak. I guess we'll see if, I don't know if we'll see because they fixed it. So, but either way, that was the theory that iVerify came up with for this one. But I promise, guys, if I send you a contact, if I send you my contact card, okay, it was all in good faith, all right? And for the last story of the day, the hackers are trying to steal your Discord kittens. Now, I know you're thinking, Rixie, we've seen a million of these Discord scams. We don't care. We know our friend was hacked and that we didn't accidentally report us. Well, this one's a little different, okay? This one's a little different. This one's actually sneakier, all right? I'll tell you why. Because this does not involve somebody necessarily messaging you, all right? This is not necessarily involve somebody messaging you, because what this does is that Checkpoint discovered. I would always let Rixie crush my non-existent iPhone. Aw, thank you. Yes, not the kittens. Yeah, but basically, what Checkpoint discovered is that Discord allows for the recycling of temporary invite links. Now, I'm not sure if Discord fixed this. I don't remember them mentioning that they had fixed it. Let me see if it was an update. Let me check. It doesn't seem like they did. Now, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I don't want Discord to sue me, all right? It might be fixed. I'm not sure. But from what I'm reading from the blog post, it doesn't sound like it was fixed. So apparently they allow for the recycling of these temporary links. And the way that someone would do this is that, say you have a temporary invite link that expires in 7 days, 30 days, whatever, to your server. Say it's the Rixie Fan Club server and you post your Rixie Fan Club server link to the Rixie Fan Club Facebook page, all right? Let's say you post it to the Rixie Facebook page and say, everybody go join our Rixie Discord or whatever, okay? And it's this link here, this UZWG, whatever, okay? Now, 7-8 days later, this link doesn't work anymore, okay? That's normal. So if a malicious, evil, bad guy who has Discord, okay, who wants Rixie's Discord kittens, and they have a level 3 boost on their server, this is a prerequisite. They have to have a level 3 boost, so they can't be broke, okay? If they have a level 3 boost on their server, they can create custom invite links. This is something that anyone with a level 3 boost can do. So instead of being like UZWG or whatever, it would be like Rixie Fan Club, right? But this what the threat actor can do is they can customize their invite link to be exactly the same as this old expired link. Do you see what's happening? So they can go to Rixie's Fan Club Facebook page. They can find this old temporary link, okay? They can find this old temporary link, and they can purposely customize their link to be the same link. So now, when people go to Rixie's Facebook page and they click this and they don't realize it's expired, it actually sends them to this other server that's completely different. Yes, they basically like re-squat the link, okay? So and it's the reason that it's trickier is because the link is coming from a trusted source. It's coming from Rixie's fan page, which of course is a trusted source. All right? But the link is expired and it has been repurposed. So it's kind of like if somebody had a website and then they let that website expire, they let that domain expire, and then some hacker picked it up, which also happens. This just happens to be targeting Discord specifically and exploiting this specific thing. Now, another thing that they can do is say that Rixie's Fan Club server did have a level 3 boost and they did have a custom link, okay? But then they lost their boost, okay? Somebody stopped donating, all right? And then they lost their boost. The attacker could actually then steal their old custom link, all right? Now, what is the end game? Why would they do this? Are they really just trying to get other people's Discord kittens into their server? Not really, because if you would join a malicious server like this, in this specific campaign that Checkpoint found, is that there's this bot. You know, you ever been to a Discord server and there's like a bot and it's like, verify your age or verify that you read the rules or whatever, and you like click buttons on the bot? So they had something like that, but if they did, it kind of like redirected them to a malicious URL. Sorry, guys, I'm not like feeling really well all of a sudden. But anyways, it would like, redirect them to a malicious URL that would have a click fix type thing, where they would like, have to copy and paste some malicious script into their terminal, and then they would get fucked, okay? Get pwned. So that was the whole end game of this. But yeah, so the end game of this is to basically, I know, you're right, what have I done? I got malware. My kittens. I'll be fine, guys. But anyways, I think maybe I just had too much caffeine or something, yeah? But yeah, so basically, the lesson of this is to, even if a Discord link is coming from a trusted source, check how long ago that link was posted, because it might be expired. And if you join a server and there's a bot that's asking for permissions, because this bot asks for permissions, just be wary of, like, to make sure that that's like a legitimate, well-known, like, bot that's used for that kind of thing, because this bot, they ended up banning this, so Discord, allegedly, they ended up banning this bot, but they didn't change this situation, so that's kind of like the situation. But yeah, and that is the Discord situation, and that was the last slide I had for today. I'm glad I got my slides done today. The lesson is don't use Discord. Very fair, very fair. Alright, you guys. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess the situation wouldn't necessarily be to get rid of custom links. I guess the situation would be to stop letting them be recycled, I guess, would be the situation. But yeah, anyways. I hope you learned something today, at least some small thing. And let me find somebody, oops. Wait, I don't need to mess with this page. But let me find someone to raid you guys out to. And I will see you again tonight at 11 p.m. for Sanitarium, okay? Yeah. I think I just had too much caffeine or something. Like, I don't know. I just felt short of breath all of a sudden, but I think I'm fine. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Alright, let's find somebody to raid. Let's see. Let's go raid, speaking of AI, let's go raid Overlord Aiko. She is an AI. Mia's back. Okay, I'm sorry, Aiko. But I miss Mia. Let's go raid Mia. I'm sorry. We'll raid Aiko another day. I'm so sorry. Thank you for letting me know Mia was back. I didn't see. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you, Ray Camara. Thank you, Spurka. Thank you, Deep Fried Angel Wings. Thank you, Beaker. Thank you, Tethera. Thank you. I think I said Spurka already, right? Thank you, Lurkers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Obetharius. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.